All right, start off telling us who you are.
My name is Jonathan Prince from Beckley, West Virginia.
Oh. Now that you've experienced a homelessness challenge, what comes to mind when you hear the term homeless person?
Uh, Someone who was just down in a lot, kind of bad week, or just because of the economy, they just couldn't afford their lifestyle, especially in a city like DC with such a high standard of living. To just make it in that city is difficult in its own right.
Okay. How is this different from the answer you gave before the trip?
Uh, as I gave before the trip, is pretty much either addicted to drugs, they have just problems, mental problems. But I learned that most people who are homeless and are addicted to drugs became homeless before being addicted. They were homeless, then they became addicted to drugs. It wasn't that homelessness, it wasn't that being addicted to drugs caused the homelessness, it was vice versa. Homelessness caused the being addicted to drugs as a way to, I guess, have something to do, keep themselves busy, just keep their mind off the fact of being homeless.
Okay. What was the scariest thing you did during this trip?
Probably missing lunch on Saturday. We went to the park to try to catch some lunch. We got up that morning and went 6:30 and walked like 15 blocks to get breakfast. And we went to the park for lunch and we fell asleep. We got there a little bit early, so we fell asleep. Woke up about 12:20 and looked around. Everybody else had lunch, but we didn't have lunch. We knew we wouldn't be able to have an opportunity to eat again until like 5 or 6 like at night. And we almost missed that opportunity as well. So just knowing that we may not be able to eat within a certain time frame and having to travel so far of a distance to just to get a small meal is certainly just insurmountable odds almost.
Okay. What was the most rewarding part of your trip?
The most rewarding part was spending time with the guides. The guides were very helpful, and you can do this, you can go here and get this, you can go here and then get this. And the other homeless people, it was very rewarding to see how they take care of each other. Um, when we did get dinner on Saturday night, me and my partner were sitting around eating dinner, and we didn't have dessert or anything after our meal. And the homeless guy just looked down at me. He's like, "You want some cookies?" And he gave me some the rest of his meal. So I'm not sure if because he wasn't hungry anymore, he didn't want it, but just know that they take care of each other. They support each other when they need something.
Okay. What was the biggest lesson you learned as a result of your participation?
It can happen to anyone. It don't have to be. You don't have to be poor, or hooked on drugs, or mental disabilities to be homeless. I mean, you see many people who are out there that don't even necessarily fit the stigma of being homeless. They don't carry all the stuff with them. They don't have everything that they own with them. I met one guy. He had a locker at the Smithsonian. All he had was the clothes that was on him, but he kept a locker. He kept a locker at the Smithsonian where he kept all his stuff. Normally, you would see him. He wouldn't look homeless. He wouldn't look like a typical homeless person that you see, but he was homeless. He didn't have a home. He didn't have food to eat or anything.
Okay. And what can you do to help end the homelessness problem?
Um, I think one of the problems in Washington D.C. is it's one of the benefits, but also it's a drawback. The amount of services that they offer and how good the services are really good. They have good services and they have a lot of services. But the drawback also comes in that the services are so good and so well planned that it becomes easy to see yourself in that lifestyle day in and day out. When I don't know if there's many services, especially for males, to try to get you out of homelessness, to provide you a home, provide you with shelter and clothing, to get you on a path of reconstruction toward what we term a normal everyday life. I think there needs to be more services in that venue.
Okay. And what would you say to someone who has not participated in this challenge? Would you recommend it to them?
I think you certainly need to do it. I think everybody needs to do it at least once during their lifetime. It's sort of like the best way to learn a language is to immerse yourself in that culture. If I want to learn how to speak French, the best way to do it is to spend time in France. The best way to learn how homeless people feel and get the effects of being homeless is to be homeless for a weekend or 5 days. That's I certainly recommend it to anyone who questions their views about homelessness, who thinks homelessness is just somebody just hooked on drugs or their mental disabilities. That's not everybody. Just to challenge the stigma of society. Something a valuable experience that is eye-opening and rewarding and at an ever-increasing pace.
All right. Thank you very much.